Hey guys, here are some of my favorite budget meals. So I've got some chili powder, sliced leek, chopped garlic, and some spaghetti noodles here. And then I've pretty much just quickly cooked it down with a bit of chicken stock. You can use oil if you like. And then I've also tossed in my garlic, some ABC sauce, soy sauce, and my chili powder. Once you cook it down a little, this is what it looks like. I've also already pre-cooked my spaghetti noodles in a separate bowl, which I'm gonna add to the mix. And it does look a little bit messy. It doesn't look flash hot, but I promise you it is very tasty. I would definitely be making this one again. My next little budget meal, I've still got some leftover leek and some potatoes and some chicken stock that I grabbed from my pantry. So I'm cooking down my potatoes at the moment. And then I've also pre-sliced my leeks. I think some people add onions in as well, but I haven't. I've got my potatoes here, which have already been pre-cooked. And what I tend to do is mash it with a fork, then add it to the soup because I don't have a food processing machine. Here I've just got my chicken stock and my leeks boiling together, and then that's my mashed potato, which I'm gonna add to my soup. I don't mind my potato and leek soup a little bit thick and chunky. If you want it thinner, add more stock. If you want it smoother, use a food processor. I don't mind it like this, so I've just mashed it up with a fork. So that's what the finished product looks like, and sometimes I will add it with a slice of buttered toast on the side as well. In this next clip, I was at my partner's house and we were craving a late night snack. He had some leftover chicken chips that were pretty much stale, so I turned it into a crumb mix. So I've basically crushed all the little chippies, poured it onto a plate, got a nice egg wash, dipped my chicken thigh in. I did get him to flatten out the chicken thigh just so it's a little bit quicker to cook. Once I coat it in the egg, I then coat it in the little chippy crumbs that I've created, and then I pan fry this with a bit of olive oil because he doesn't have an air fryer at his place. If I was at home, I would have chucked it in the air fryer instead of cooking it in some oil. So this is the cooking process for you guys to have a look at. It turned out very, very tasty, and I did serve it with a side of garlic aioli. Because this was a midnight snack, we just had it on its own, but you could easily add some veggies on the side and turn this into a full dinner. In this clip, I've got some Turkish bread, which I toasted in my air fryer, some markdown camembert cheese, and my dipping sauce here for my bread is balsamic vinegar and olive oil. Nice, quick, and easy. Next little budget meal, I've got some leftover bread, sliced up my camembert cheese and some cherry tomatoes, chucked it in the air fryer, and it came out delicious. So this next clip, I've got some sliced zucchini. You've seen me make ravioli before, pre-bought with some tomato mochi passata. This time I did bulk it up with more veggies, hence the reason why I've added in the zucchini. If I had mushrooms on hand, I would toss that in as well. So this is the finished product, nice, quick and easy for a busy night in. This next meal is also a really quick, simple meal that I love to have, especially when I've got really busy days. Just spaghetti and some canned chili tuna with a bit of lemon. Again, I'm trying to use up my leftover Turkish bread, so what I did was smear a bit of the garlic aioli on top and then cut some cherry tomatoes to add on top, and it was so delicious. This next clip here is another take on my chili tuna pasta. Had some leftover pasta spirals in the fridge which I wanted to use up. I then grilled some tomatoes with salt and pepper in my air fryer and mixed it all in. So it looks a little messy, but I promise you, give it a go, it's so good. Me attempting to use up the rest of my Turkish bread again with a bit of a spin on it, with a bit of a different variation so I don't get bored. I've just toasted it up and smeared some peanut butter on it, and it's so, so good. I also wanted to show you guys some other budget-friendly breakfast ideas. I've just got some buttered toast here, and I've sprinkled a bit of cinnamon and sugar on top. And this is also so, so good and relatively budget-friendly as well. Give this a go and let me know if you like it. This is another version of a brekkie toast for my protein lovers. So buttered toast, sunny side up egg, and I've actually added a bit of soy sauce on top, but you can skip that and add salt and pepper if you like. And in this next clip, I think I would have featured this in one of my budget dinners in my order videos. It's literally just the dried egg noodles that I purchased from Coles. It's like a pack of 6 for maybe $2.20, I believe, or $2.15. Cooked in some simple chicken stock. And then I poached some chicken breasts, added some frozen green beans, and that's my meal. So this is going to be a Chinese inspired dish. So I've got some oyster sauce, some garlic, some salt, some sugar, some soy sauce, and some fish sauce. I've flattened out my chicken thighs and I've marinated them in my sauce for about 30 minutes. I do have a bit of sugar in here, so it might burn quickly. So that's the reason why I'll be cooking my chicken thigh in a little bit of olive oil. It just helps lubricate the chicken and cook it a little quicker, because if I just sit it on the pan, it might burn. I've also got some broccoli, which I'm going to boil to add on the side because we need some veggies. So this is my partner's plate, some chicken, rice, and broccoli, and I've got the same little deal over here as well. So the next meal is a lemon pepper chicken. So I've flattened out my chicken thighs, seasoned it with a bit of salt and pepper, cut up some broccoli florets, and then chopped some potatoes. They're going to be boiling, and then I'm going to strain them and mash them. Broccoli will just be steamed. So first I start to cook my chicken thighs with a bit of olive oil. So once they're 75% cooked through, in a separate bowl, I'll crush up a little chicken stock cube and then add it to the mix. I've also added in some frozen diced onions in with the chicken, and I just kind of let it cook down until the sauce reduces and thickens, and it happens quite quickly actually. Then at the end, I add in my lemon juice. So this is what it looks like plated up. Some mashed potatoes, steamed greens, my chicken thigh. I did add on some more sauce later on because I really enjoyed the salty and tangy sauce with my potatoes. So that's what it looks like when I added on the additional sauce. Also guys, you would have seen in my grocery haul, I purchased some marked down souvlaki lamb strips. So what I've done is toasted some Turkish bread in the air fryer, added some sliced tomatoes, some garlic aioli, and cooked some of the lamb strips. And oh my god, this was so delicious. I had this probably 3 times throughout the week. The next clip is another variation. What I did was chop up some potatoes into little bite-sized pieces, as you guys can see there. Cooked it down in some of the lamb fat, and then added some frozen green peas, added some garlic aioli on the side, and then I cooked down some more of those lamb strips, so the souvlaki lamb strips that I got marked down at Coles. This wraps up all of the meals in this week's video. I will post another one for you guys to have a look at shortly.